Stephanie here with Pure Canine Training. Welcome back to Roxy Talks. So, we took a little bit of a break. We went to the IACP conference. Now we're back. I have a little treat for you guys. But first, I want to chat. So, let's jump in. Alright, so I think we all know that our dogs don't speak English. Or any other human language for that matter. But they do have a language of their own. It's body language, energy, and tone. Let's take a classroom setting. And you have a substitute teacher come in. And she's very timid. And she walks in and you've got all these kids in there. She walks in and there's all these kids that are going crazy. And you got the bully kid and you got the naughty kids and they're loud. And she, okay, class. Quiet down. Oops. Quiet down. Class, kids, class. Quiet down. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, I'm serious. I'm going to send you to the principal's office. Jimmy. Please, Jimmy, sit down. Jimmy, sit down. Do you think Jimmy's taking her seriously? This is like the 5th time she's warned him, and Jimmy doesn't care. She's soft. When she walked in, her energy did not demand any respect. Her tone doesn't say that she's serious. And her body language is timid. So there's nothing about her that tells them she's serious, so they're unafraid of her. She's not going to send them to the principal's office. They don't care. They know that they can walk all over her and get away with it. Now, the next day, teacher's back. Teacher walks in the room and says, class, settle down. In their chair. Why? Because just her energy, you can tell that she's serious. Her body language, the way she carries herself, her tone, she's serious. They're not messing around because she isn't going to scream. She's not going to lose her composure. But she isn't going to give a warning. She's going to say, knock it off, go to the principal's office. And those kids know it. So there's a difference. Even we speak the same language, believe it or not, in addition to English. The less words you say, and the more your dog's going to understand you, the more your dog's going to respect and trust you. Because now you're speaking their language. Again, you are living with a predator, and you have to understand how they think.
Volunteer's a little nuts because she does all kinds of weird, goofy stuff. But she's also pretty smart. So the closures on the back get.
Tell us who you are, where you're from, your business name, and your website.
I'm Brittany Sawyer-Guthrie with Instinct Dog Training in Fresno, California. Our website is fresnodogtraining.com. And
Check her
thanks
out.
for having me.
And like her on Facebook.
So one of the things I recommend is crate training. Start doing a rotation schedule. So don't expect to have your existing dog interacting with the new dog immediately. Let them just learn to kind of hang out together, whether that means the new dog is crated while the other dog's able to kind of roam around, and then you can switch that back and forth. Or you can just have them, if your dog knows a place command, you can have them in place. You can start introducing place to the new dog, so they just start learning to exist with each other before you force any kind of interactions. Because if you force an interaction, it can cause a problem and start creating some bad blood down the way. So you want to be able to just get them to relax and not feel threatened by each other, and then you can start introducing them little by little.
So I'm Deb, for the Love of Dogs. I'm out of the Sacramento area, in Elk Grove actually. And
what's your website?
my website, it's www.fortheloveofdogs-training.com.
So you
This
can check
is my
her out.
good friend Sam here.
Sam, who are you? What's your business? Where are you from? What's your website?
I'm Sam Tabar. I'm from Austin, Texas. My business is called Canine Behavior Solutions.
Is that the letter K?
No, you spell out the word canine, Canine, Behavior Solutions. Find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Canine Behavior Solutions.
Awesome. Hey Sam, how are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. So I have a question about
Okay.
a fearful dog that was surrendered. It lived in the backyard. Took weeks before the foster could even get near it. Now she's built some trust, but the dog is hiding under the table, growling at her sons.
Okay.
Yeah, doesn't really want human contact. How can she help this dog?
I would say do this exercise called chronic conditioning advocacy protocol, which is tethering the dog to a certain area, and
What is tethering?
tethering is attaching a leash to a dog and attaching the other end of a leash to maybe a post. If it's a small dog, then attach it to the leg of a couch,
Okay.
and then you put in a boundary where the end of the leash, where the very end of that leash goes to, so the dog.
So the dog's teeth can't get past.
So the dog can't get past that. Can't get past that certain line, right? And then you put food outside of that line, and then when strangers come in, the dog has two options. Either, so he wants the food, strangers are there, and so if he wants that food, that stranger can help him get the food, but that stranger can't give him the food if he's growling at the stranger.
Okay.
So it doesn't. So he has a choice, right? He can get the food and wait for the stranger to give it to him, or he can growl at the stranger and not get any food.
So the person would go away when he starts growling.
Yes.
Therefore, the food goes away.
Yeah.
Okay. So does the person helping out come in and look at the dog and say hi and
No.
good boy?
No.
and
No. You don't greet the dog. You don't look. You don't give eye contact. You don't pet the dog. You don't talk to the dog. You wait, but you do observe that if the dog is showing good behavior, not growling, not snarling,
Staring.
not staring, then you pick up a piece of kibble and toss it past that boundary line.
So if the dog's just sitting still and just looking at the people, looks calm, mouth is closed, you're thinking, oh, the dog looks pretty cool.
Are you talking about a dog that's just outside and?
No, we're talking about this dog.
Oh, this dog. Okay.
So they're looking at you, so a lot of people would think, oh, well, it's interested in me. Maybe it's because it wants some food.
As long as it's in a calm state of mind, I mean, he's not focused. Usually when dogs are focused, their ears would go forward, right, and they would intensely stare at you. So if you feel that there's that kind of intensity, then you don't instruct the fosters. Is it the fosters or adopters?
It's the foster.
Yeah, you don't instruct the fosters. Well, the fosters don't instruct the visitors to throw the food.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you would do this for?
Well, to get a behavior, to ingrain a behavior into a dog's mind, it takes about 30 to 90 days, depending on how consistent you are with this exercise.
So maybe get different people coming
Yes,
in.
definitely different people, or whoever the dog growls at, the son, or wear ridiculous outfits, because sometimes dogs like that will growl at people with hats, with backpacks,
Anything they're not
with
familiar
parkas.
with.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So-
When would you know that it's safe for them to stop tethering the dog, or what would be the next step?
Next step would be teaching the dog to go in place. So that's the next step would be to teach the dog to go in place, and same thing. Give the dog food when it's not, but tether the dog too, just in case it gets off. Yeah, just to be safe. And then same thing, you toss food if the dog is not growling or showing any
Like
untoward
cutoffs
behavior. Yeah, untoward behavior towards strangers, visitors.
Like if they have a mohawk and
Yeah.
down their back, probably.
Yeah. And then of
Probably
course,
wouldn't want to feed that.
yeah, exactly. So now that the dog has learned place, now it learns that if they stay on place and the visitors don't acknowledge the dog, then the dog can feel safe in that
Okay.
spot. And of course, put the place board or the mat or the bed in an area where there's not a heavy traffic. It's not heavily trafficked area, you know. So the dog can even feel better or safer in staying in that place.
So once we've done all of this and the dog seems more comfortable, would there be a point where you could then let strangers approach the dog, or would you ask for people to give the dog space and let the dog approach them?
I would ask people. To me, it's much better to ask people to give the dog the space, and then once the dog is, once the excitement has died down of the novelty of visitors being there, and the dog doesn't care. You know, when the dog least expects it, then that's when I invite him over to come say hi to the visitors.
Yeah, so
know,
the
but-
dog can come over
But
much
you
better
know,
than
but then
letting people approach.
same thing. The visitors also will have to ignore the dog, let the dog get to know them.
Yeah.
You know, and then after that, I put the dog back on place. It's not, the visitors aren't there for the dog; they're there for you. They're there for the owner. So, the dog doesn't have any business, hanging out with the visitors.
And then if you have those people who want to ignore your advice, then what's your advice to those people?
And they can't come visit you.
There you go. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Thanks for your expertise, Sam.
Thank you
Some
so
good
much.
advice there.
All right, so that's it for Roxy Talks. If you guys have any questions, if you have any topics you'd like to discuss, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I will address them in next week's video. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Dogs interacting with each other, you'll see that it's all Jiminy.